always against the elements out here. There's like a helicopter just hovering right above my apartment. Or, wait, oh no, it's still there. Got the neighbors doing a cookout. I think I hear a plane coming. I hear the sirens. Helicopter. Anything else? Can we get a dog bark? Nope, got a glass bottle shattering. Alright, it's alright. It's gonna be a good one. How you doing? Maris sent me over the CXM 1978. An amazing, awesome collaboration between Maris, one of my favorite pedal companies, as well as Chase Bliss Audio, another one of my favorite pedal companies. Who would have known they would have come out with this thing? When I first saw it kind of teased, I did get a little confused because they also came out with the amp, the preamp, which is in the same format as this. And I was like, oh, it's a reverb. And then I thought they changed it to a preamp. And I was like, what a letdown. But the preamp is here, or the reverb is here. I have it here before me. Way bigger than I originally anticipated. I thought it was going to be much smaller. I will say, full disclaimer, they are paying me to check this thing out, as well as letting me keep this thing, thankfully. And yeah, but they aren't going to be able to see this beforehand or anything like that. And yeah, so with that said, let's kind of get to some of the pros. It sounds incredible. It's different from the Mercury 7. I'm not sure if you've seen that pedal from them before. That one, the way I can best explain it is that one's way more theatrical and a little bit more, I don't want to say precise, because that's completely not the right word. It does a lot of movement, but you exactly set it to where you want it to go and by how much. This has a bit more randomization, but it also can go from an insanely hi-fi mode to a super cool, of course, Chase Bliss style lo-fi mode, which we'll get into in a second. A con, it's really expensive. I think it's like $8.99 or $7.99. I have a link to it down below if you want to check out the full price. What else? Might be a little big. Oh, another one that I kind of ran into was the MIDI CCs aren't fully implemented, but I don't want to put this as a con just yet, or they're not working properly for me. Could be my unit, could be a firmware thing, could be that they didn't finish the firmware yet. I don't know. I did not reach out to Chase Bliss and ask for this. I did reach out to Maris, the mastermind, megamind, Angelo, who's the designer of all the DSP for this stuff. But that's exactly what Maris handled, was a lot of the DSP, and Chase Bliss did a lot of the hardware stuff. Anyway, I'm chatting a lot. Let's kind of just get into some of the sounds. I mean, there's so much to like about this thing, and it just sounds really good. So here, I've got the Octatrack. I wanted to show you this preset here, actually. So if I set my jump to 0 and I hit preset, it'll automatically jump to 0. Check out how awesome this is. So if I go like this, and I'll say I want to jump to 5. Oof, oof, that is so tight. And these feel so good. They're a little lighter than I was anticipating for motorized faders, but I've never felt motorized faders besides like a Yamaha LS9 or something way back in the day. All right, so the reason I wanted to show this preset first is because I think this shows the range at which the 1978, the CXM, can go from insanely hi-fi to really just degraded lo-fi. So I'm in a plate right now. I'm gonna hit this arcade button and go to hi-fi, which is just off. If I press play, it's a pretty good representation of the sound. This is with the mix down, right? So then check this out. Clock is basically changing the sample rate and the fidelity, I guess you can say, of the sound. So hi-fi, blue is standard, which is the technology that they were limited to at 1978, Lexicon. A little grittier, right? Trebles all the way up. Again, dry. But listen to this. This is the Chase Bliss Special. Ooh. That is dark, really dark. This is full wet. So Maris did all the DSP, Chase Bliss did all the hardware, plus this lo-fi DSP. And this is crazy because with the clock set to lo-fi, your pre-delay is acting as a bit reducer, I believe it is. It's basically going from 44 down to 2. It just gets disgusting. And it still acts as a pre-delay. And then if you pair this up with Hall gives it this weird bouncy sound when you have the diffusion set to low. Bring back some of the dry. Fully dry. Now check this. I'm gonna go ahead and take this out. I love the way it falls apart as well. So watch, I'll just mute it. Just kind of tails off. Turn the reverb up a little bit. Send it. Remove it. All right, so now I'm going to run a synth into here. Ooh, I want to resample this so bad right now. So I'll turn the mix all the way up, so all we hear is just the reverb pedal. You can hear how degraded it gets. You hear it? It's starting to fall apart. But even that alone sounds really good. Tank mod will add a bit of movement and modulation to the reverb tank. This is kind of phasery, and then I believe high is like a rotary speaker. You kind of hear it there. Treble's really nice to have as well. Especially when you're in like the hi-fi modes. Of course, this sound doesn't have that much So cross is an interesting one to have as a fader, but it makes sense because you can use it in a more performative way. Basically, this is just the cross point for the bass and mids reverb frequencies. And this is how much reverb time I'm guessing is dedicated to the bass and mids. But again, if this is if mids is all the way up, anything from this point up is going to be sent to the mids. Anything from this point down is going to be sent to the bass. And what I mean by up and down is basically along a when you look at like EQ8 in Ableton, right? The frequency spectrum analyzer, whatever it is, your EQ, this is kind of controlling the halfway point of which frequencies get sent to where. For example, I had a bass sound going through here earlier that was kind of intense. It was like too much, right? I can bring this all the way down and lower the bass, but then still send a lot of the reverb to just the mids and have a big tail without having to worry about it getting muddy. So it makes sense that this is a fader, because I mean there's no knobs on here, and I would hate for it to be like a fixed button of just two values of, I don't know, 500, 250, and then 0. So I'm happy that it's here. So actually, you know what, before we get too far into this, diffusion's really good. If I turn these off, bring this down, we're just listening to the hi-hat by itself, straight signal. Diffusion basically adds a little bit of like an attack to the reverb. So right now it's pretty harsh, but listen. Here it's almost like a shakery now. It's like, and then even more. And in high, this is where it gets cool because it's going to take the pre-delay, which kind of acts like a delay, and regenerates it or reflects it back. And you can kind of get these like tails, especially in the lo-fi mode. Let's go to Hall. You know what? This brings up a very good pro about this thing. The manual, here it is beautiful. Very simple. Here's a ton of presets. And then you have all of the stuff right here on the back, like what everything does. But what's cool about this is that it is so easy to understand and so straightforward. The only thing that I had a hard time kind of understanding was the type diffusion, like all the arcade buttons, only because they do more than what are labeled. Like what I was saying, like if you're in Hall, I believe Tank Mod Low has like a bonus mode where it has this like weird delay ping-pongy thing, which we're kind of hearing right now. And then jump is for presets. So that preset that I like of the hi-hats where it was really crunchy, say I want to bring that back, I can say jump to preset 0 or jump to preset 5, and I saved it on 5, so check this. And now we're back to that knock sound. And this is the one that I love with the synth as well. It's like so straightforward, but awesome because you have all of these beautiful presets that you can just mess around with. Oh man, track 3 is way too loud. Oh, again, dry. Oh, and in case you didn't notice, it's stereo. Stereo in, stereo out, full size MIDI, and a through. Thank you. Very, very much appreciated to have a through onto here, so when you run stuff out of here into here and then have it go back, you're good to go. You're not going to ruin your chain. Yo, it just brings that little shaker out, add a little diffusion, soften it up, let's change the room up. Honestly, I really like the way the room sounds. It literally sounds like a room. I mean, go figure. Back to 1978. Let's come up with a new pattern. So I'm going to say copy this pattern, go to 8. And this synth can go. Okay, cool, and then on these I'm going to turn the hold down. Oh, what did I just do? No, I ruined the whole thing. Oh, I completely ruined this whole thing, my bad. Clear, let's do that again. Ba, ba. Da, da. Right? There we go. And then on this last one, I want these to be really short. Pop, pop. Cool. So I'm going to remove this. So all that's going through the reverb now is just the synth. So you hear that? There's a delay in there. So watch, I'm gonna go to Hall. And it goes on for a while. Even if I bring the reverb down, it's still kind of weirdly still there, but I'm pretty sure that's because of the diffusion. There's just all this movement in there. There it is. Black, red, red, blue, red. Remember that, Street Fighter mode. Actually, this is a good time to show you how to save it. Really simple. Press and hold this. Boom, that's now saved. If you want to save this onto 0, hold down jump. Go over to 0. Press and hold. Ba-bow, easy. All right, so before I roll out of here, let me find another sound that could be pretty good in here, because we've heard, I mean, what do you run through pads? I don't play guitar. I mainly just do sampler stuff. So I want to like show it off a bit more, but at the same time, I'm like, man, this sounds good. Like, is that not enough? What do we got in here? We'll go to, yeah, let's listen to Splice. Let's see what we got in here. Stop. That'll be cool. So we can do this and we can say boom, boom, boom. This is such a cheesy, like, what pattern that I always do, where I just skip 2 and then go on to the next, skip 2, go on to the next, skip 2, go on to the next. And it kind of does this weird little, you'll hear it. So there's no reverb on here yet. Yo. That's that shimmery low bonus for Hall. Let's make it really sharp. Whew. Yo. Oh, that is whack. Beyond whack. Save me. Okay, cool. And you can go out and get out of here as well. And we'll pitch this down a little bit. Here's another secret. In the filter section, if you go to this, double tap and go to the distortion. Ooh. Let me try this. Actually, I'm going to save this. And then, oh. Yo, what a vibe. I wish there was a way you can do a bunch of stuff and then go back to where you just were, like an undo, but that's literally impossible to do because you're moving so many things at once. Yo, do you hear this? Listen to this. Listen to this. Oh man. So right now it's just this really like, right? It's just this, I don't know how to explain it. But that's because the treble's down. It's almost like a filter. Listen to this. Oh, yeah, getting some chicken skin over here. Do you see this? Oh. Okay, yeah, I mean, Maris, thank you for blessing me with this thing. That's the preset of the world right there. You know what, I'm gonna save this preset for sure. And I'll see if I can sysx dump this somehow and put this in the description below as a download. If I can't, sorry. I'll hit up Maris, but this is... Oh! Yo, that is the one right there. I gotta go. I gotta go. I just can't stop. So let's do this. We'll do these. Copy that. Okay. A little bit more. Just a little bit. Oh, what am I doing? I have a reverb right here. Sorry. Getting carried away. Oh, but it's like delay mode right now. F it, let's combine it all. There it is. Ah! Okay, leave. Take these off. Thanks. Always good to see you. Thanks for sticking around. This thing is so badass. The Automaton, I'm saying that wrong for sure. CXM 1978. Lived up to the hype. I was really excited about this thing, and I'm happy to see it's here. And this thing sounds so good. This Zen Delay hologram, I'm set. We're good to go. Anyway, if you want to support the channel, got some merch here. But you kicking it is more than enough. Again, always good to see you. I hope to see you next week. And yeah, have a great end of the year. And on to another one, right? All right, until then, share the love, share the knowledge. Knowledge is power. Peace. Do I dare? Ooh, man. This is a hard decision. Because I need to go clean and shower and do things. But I can be here for an easy... another hour or so. Nope. Time to be an adult. Oh. Ah.